Hey buddies, it's your Ninja Thunder Z96 and today, I will be doing a general PvP guide for those who are new to PvP. If you want this series to continue, get this video to 40 likes and I'll be uploading in-depth examples on TP training specific Loomians and some PvP tips in winning single battles as well as double battles. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more PvP tutorials and giveaway events on Loomian Legacy. All of traders have been trading Loomians that are deemed as PvP and I want you to tell me if these are PvP or not. These are what players called PvPs and many traders who do not do PvP, in fact got lowballed real hard. Here are some of the common mistakes players made when identifying PvPs. Firstly, some players mistook max level trained as a PvP Loomian. Since it's at max level, to them, it means maximum power. Second, majority of the players define having a totemized nature as a PvP since it's considered much better than wild Loomians. But how much better than wild Loomians? And are they TP trained correctly? Are the natures and abilities correct? And the biggest question, what is PvP? To define PvP in the context of Loomian Legacy, you need to ask yourself this. Are your Loomians fully efficient in battles? In simple terms, are they able to give their best in battles? To answer this question, you need to follow just 3 golden rules, so do not skip any part of this video. Before you start rallying a PvP Loomian, the first golden rule is to do a 30-minute research on the most ideal ability of that particular Loomian that you're training for. Do look at Wikipedia for the various abilities of the particular Loomian that you're training for. For instance, I wanted a PvP Garlash and to find the ideal ability, I'll be comparing the most ideal ability for my Garlash. If you're unsure about it, you can always ask your fellow PvP community on the ideal ability for that PvP Loomian. While researching, you can ask them for the ideal nature as well. This is where there may be several possible sets recommended, so, if you want the standard PvP rule, always look at the stats of that particular Loomian. First, determine whether your Loomian is range or melee attacker. For instance, my Garlash is a melee attacker since the stats for melee attack are much higher than range attack stats. Next, look at the defense and speed stats. Are they built to be bulky defensive or speedy offensive? For me, my Garlash has a pretty low defense and relatively high speed stats. Hence, speed offensive would be ideal to maximize Garlash's power. That's where you know, in order to maximize both stats, you will need to use a smiling totem to rally, for example, a brawny nimble and very clumsy nature swimp. Lastly, know what kind of moves are there which can be found on Wikipedia. If you want a speedy offensive but it's frail in general, you might want to consider all hard-hitting moves for that particular Loomian. For me, I decided to use Vicious Snap, Mega Chomp, Chili Chomp and Venom Chomp for hard-hitting moves on Garlash. I can also replace it with Provoke to tackle Loomians who are stacking Peace of Mind or bulk ups. Finding the ideal moves can be a lot difficult to explain all in one video, so I'll be doing a separate video specifically on moves alone. So remember, to like and share this to as many players as possible for this series to continue. The next golden rule is utilizing the items available in game. After knowing your Loomian's ideal ability and the ideal nature, it needs an item to pack a punch. Depending on what build you are planning, your items will vary. For speed offensive but frail Loomians, it's ideal to use a power cuff. For bulky offensive Loomians, it may be ideal to use a rageful plushie. In this case, I'll be using a power cuff on my Garlash to maximize all hard-hitting moves. However, this may increase the amount of energy required to use a move. Hence, we need to take this item into consideration for the next gold rule. If you want to know the ideal items for different kinds of builds, do let me know in the comments section. That being said, the last golden rule would be TP training your Loomians. Before I continue, I'll briefly define what's UP and TP in simple terms. Basically, UP simply refers to the extent of a base stat could go. Having a 40 UP for all stat would mean that the Loomian can reach its maximum potential in battles. In layman terms, a multiplier of its base stats to give you your final stats. TP is basically an add-on booster to further increase your base stats. Note that you have only a total of 500 TPs to train on the respective stats, and to maximize the best out of it, you need to know the general 8 TP rule and 4 TP energy rule. I have made this video a year ago, which includes an in-depth guide on TP training as well as some formulas on TP training, such that you'll be more familiar as to why it's called the 8 TP rule and 4 TP energy rule. By applying what I've learned, I will maximize the melee attack and speed stats of Garlash, which left me 100 TP. You can use your gummies, which give 10 TPs each on the respective stats. As such, I'll use 20 melee attack and speed gummies on Garlash. Taking the 4 TP energy rule into account, I would give 12 TP to energy stats and 88 TP to health for simplicity. And that I would give 1 energy gummies and 8 health gummies. Afterwick, by equipping the protein milkshake on my Garlash, which gives double TP points after fainting a Loomian, I'll proceed on to kill 4 Twilats for 8 TP health instead of 4, and 1 Skilava for 2 energy TP. All TP yield of a specific Loomian can be found in Wikipedia. If you decided to go for a more in-depth analysis of how to use the remaining TPs, you can use the damage calculator to plan out your remaining TP on the required stats based on 3 things: maximum amount of energy required in battle, current Ubers in PvPs, and moves that you're running on that particular Loomian. I'll be doing an in-depth tutorial on how to TP train your Loomians based on the 3 things that I've mentioned. Again, this is just a general PvP guide and I do not want to make it too lengthy for this video. After TP training your PvP Loomians, you probably need to level it up to acquire some moves. In this case, I may need to level it up to 38 to acquire all moves, and from there, I'll be doing reverse rallying for Venom Chomp if I want to replace Provoke. To level up, you can either use Power Fruits or Battling Trainer Ray at Atlantean City Living District. If you do not know how to reverse rallying for moves, there will be a link in the description down below. That's all I would like to say, and as a general guideline, I really do hope you guys understand what's a PvP. In my next episode, hopefully, I will be covering how to TP train specific Loomians, so do let me know what kind of Loomians do you want me to TP train on as an in-depth example in the next episode. Till then, I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.